What's going on, cowboy? In this video, we've got a new crypto project called Diversify, and we have one of the minds behind it. His name is Ross, and we're going to be putting him in the hot seat, grilling him for questions, finding out, hey, is this a legit project or is this a fly by night, not going anywhere thing? We need to figure out which projects are out here that we could sink our hard-earned money and time into. If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. I'm not your financial advisor, but I have a lizard brain, gorilla arms, and diamond hands exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency with a whole bunch of other cowboys. We'd love for you to join us. Hit the subscribe button down below. Join us in the saloon. That's a Telegram channel. We're always talking about new projects and stuff like that. Look, if you and I are doing our research, we're on YouTube. We're talking about, what are the next big projects and what's going on. The problem is with YouTube is that these YouTubers are freaking scammers. Honestly, you can't trust me. You can't trust any other YouTube. Why? Because you don't know if we're being paid unless they're upfront about it. They have biased information, and the developers sometimes aren't even happy because they don't even talk about it with excitement or enthusiasm, or they're just reading a website. So when I do these AMAs, it's a win-win-win scenario for all parties. The developers, the teams are happy to do it because they talk about their project with passion and insight. I get compensated as a YouTuber, but you and I get the best source of information about any project because we're talking right to the people themselves. And so in this video, this is our opportunity to do our best darn research that we could possibly do on any project. And we've got our hands on Diversify. And in the hot seat, we've got Ross here today with us. Ross, what's going on, man?
Hey, Aaron, really happy to be here, and yeah, looking forward to telling you guys about what we've been up to.
Awesome. We're looking to see what this project's all about. But before we get to Diversify, I want to know about you. What's a bit about your background story, your origin story coming into crypto?
Absolutely. I used to be a trader in London, that's where I'm based, and then fell into crypto 2017 and was working for an exchange called Bitfinex, working on some of their decentralized exchange technology. And then a bunch of people from there and some friends spun out a project which is now known as Diversify. And I cannot believe where the past couple of years has gone. We're now 33 people spread out all around the world, building some really cool decentralized technology based on Ethereum.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So when I hear that like word Ethereum, like there's a part of me that loves it because I hold Ethereum, and there's a part of me that's like I'm not trading on Ethereum though. So help
Yeah.
me to explain what is Diversify, what is it all about, what's it trying to accomplish?
Absolutely. I think we're all in the same position, right? We love Ethereum, but hate those damn gas costs. So that's what we're all about. We're kind of here to make kind of the promise of Ethereum true. So our mission is to make DeFi or decentralized finance accessible for everyone. What does that mean? So it means we want to be your hub on layer two. So you can come to Diversify, deposit your crypto from various other platforms, whether it be Ethereum or Polygon or centralized exchanges. You can deposit your crypto and you can access the best of decentralized finance. So you can swap, you can trade, you can participate in token sales, you can transfer between all of your accounts. You can access yield-bearing opportunities. Have I already said swap and trade? I'm not sure if I have, but if I haven't, you can swap and trade. And we want to be able to let you do that from the privacy and the security of your own private wallet. So you never trust us with any of your funds and you don't pay any gas. So essentially, it's the best of a centralized exchange in terms of you get access to a load of opportunity all in private. And at the same time, it's the best of decentralized exchanges where you get access to permissionless opportunities that are non-custodial. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense, but I want to ask some clarifying questions. Okay, so basically, you're saying it's a merge between centralized and decentralized exchanges. You
Mhm.
can trade like a centralized exchange using
Yep.
your own wallet. If people don't know, when you're on your centralized exchanges like Coinbase or Binance US or Kraken or whatever, you are not using your own personal wallet. You're using something called a hot wallet, and that's a wallet that is owned by the central exchange. But you're saying diversify, you could own your own wallet and trade on the diversify exchange. Is that true?
Absolutely. So one of the big wallets, say for example, MetaMask or Ledger, that's all about you holding your own cryptocurrency. You're responsible for your own funds. Nobody else has access to that apart from you, which can be amazing. And what we allow you to do is using that wallet, you can connect to us and you still own the funds 100%. We never have access to any of your funds. And you can swap and trade lightning quick in the same way that you would on a centralized exchange. with amazing liquidity, amazing opportunities, but you're still in control of those funds 100% of the time, and no one can ever get access to those funds, especially us.
Awesome. And that's one big issue with centralized exchanges is having, being non-custodial, or rather being custodial, and wanting a non-custodial exchange. Now, the other half of it, and so that's one half. The other half of it is gas fees. Are you
Mhm.
telling me on your website, the first line is our decentralized exchange is the easiest way to access DeFi opportunities on Ethereum, invest, trade, and send tokens without paying gas fees. That's the
Yeah.
first line on your. Is that true? How is that possible?
Yeah, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? We're built on something called Layer 2 Ethereum, and that's a whole nother video. So we won't go into every single iteration of
Sure.
what Layer 2 is. But we're based on something called a ZK rollup. We're actually called Validium, which means that you get privacy as well. But what that means is once you've deposited your crypto or given permission for our exchange to use your crypto, the tokens are held in a smart contract, which is controlled by your wallet. And then once those funds are in that smart contract, the interaction happens kind of like off chain, if that makes sense. So
Hmm.
although the funds are still yours and you're controlling them, it all happens within the smart contract. So you don't need to pay any gas fees. So you pay gas fees to get the funds into the smart contract, like you would on any other DeFi platform on any other network. But once they're in there, you can trade as much as you want. You can swap as much as you want. You don't pay any gas fees until you then want to withdraw. But we've actually got some really cool bridges as well. So you can deposit to our exchange from Ethereum, which is great, but that will cost you some gas. You can also deposit stable coins like USDT and USDC, if you're familiar with those, to diversify from the Polygon network for free. So it really is kind of the best of all worlds.
Gotcha. So just so everyone knows, and we're speaking the same language here, when we're talking about gas fees, we're talking some inflationary, like communist gas fees here. Okay, we're talking literally on the low end $50 gas fees when I'm trading on Uniswap to $150 $200 gas fees when it's the market's congested. Okay, so when you're offering the promise of no gas fees, you're offering not like a lowered barrier to entry for anyone who's new entering to the
Yep.
crypto market with only a couple $100s, which we would pay in gas fees altogether. And how that
Yep.
works is layer one Ethereum and a layer two, and then that it takes the coins off chain into a smart contract, and then that's where it swaps and does all of the trades. And so when you're talking about your gas fees, you're saying when you swap there's no gas fees, but when you bridge there are gas fees. Is that the normal gas fees that we're talking about with like that we see on, let's say, Uniswap?
Yeah, exactly. So the smart contract that we use is actually quite lightweight, and we put a lot of work into making sure that there's all sorts of like fun stuff in there that means that it's actually like very, very lightweight. So for example, if you wanted to deposit ETH on a day like today, you'd probably pay something like $40, which is still expensive, but the idea is you deposit once and you can do everything you need to on Diversify in one go. Whereas a trade on Uniswap right now will probably cost you $100 or so.
Gotcha. So okay, so now I'm understanding. So I come to Diversify with my wallet, and then
Mhm.
I have to put in my money, like my
Yep.
Ethereum. Let's say I have 3 Ethereum. I'm going to put in Ethereum, which is probably about $12,000 here, and then I'm going to pay the $40 in gas fees to get in
Mhm.
there. And
Yes,
and then once I'm in the system, then I could trade and swap within that. So that's where it takes the
exactly.
centralized exchange aspect of it.
Exactly. But you can deposit from Ethereum, that'll cost you gas, fine, if you want to do that, absolutely. Or you can use one of our bridges, which means that you don't have to pay any gas fees. So if you've got your funds on something like the Polygon network, you can deposit to Diversify for free. So you just pay your kind of whatever it is on Polygon Matic, 0.001, whatever it is, transfer your funds over. And we've also got a centralized exchange bridge, one of our first, to the Bitfinex exchange. So you
Mhm.
can withdraw from Bitfinex and deposit to Bitfinex for free as well. And the idea is we're becoming this hub, right? So you can deposit from Ethereum if you want, but we're also going to be building bridges to other ecosystems. Some of the really popular ones that have popped up over the past like year or so that you can bridge from wherever you are, wherever you've got your funds, you can bring them to Diversify. You can do what you need to do, and then if you need to, you can take them away. But why would you need to? Because they're safe in the smart contract controlled by your own wallet.
Yeah. And you're just, I mean, if you want to switch out into another coin or whatever, you can do that automatically. The next question I have is, what is the range of coins you have?
Mhm.
What these, there's some new coins that are coming out on the market, and like I like seeing those things. There's some old
Yeah,
steady blue chips ones. I like being in those as well. What kind of range of coins do you have available on Diversify?
really good question. And to dig into this a bit more, we need to understand like what we're actually offering. So we started out offering order book trading because that's what everyone was doing a year ago, right? Everyone was doing order book trading. And then these automated market makers came out and everyone realized that they love swapping because it's much simpler and easier and quicker.
Mhm.
So we've got the best of both worlds again. We've got a really deep liquid order book markets for things like ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, the big blue chips, and we do that by aggregating liquidity from other platforms. So you can come to Diversify and you can trade $500,000 in one go of
Wow.
Ethereum, and you get very low slippage, like way less than any other decentralized exchange out there. And then on the other end of things, we've got lots of smaller markets. Now, we don't have all of them yet, but we've just launched our own version of automated market makers, which is the what you would get on Uniswap or SushiSwap or these other platforms. We've taken that code, brought it on to Diversify, and we launched it literally a couple of days ago. And then the idea is we've got automated market makers that anybody can contribute their own liquidity to, and that will mean we can expand the range of tokens all the way down to all the fun stuff that people like trading.
Awesome. So, just so someone who's new watching this, you have order book and you have
Yep.
AMMs or automated market makers. And so, help me to understand this, but this is my lizard brain explanation. Order books, you trade with people. Automated market
Mhm.
makers, you trade with a protocol, right? And,
Yep.
and so that's essentially what we're talking about here. So the
You
people
trade with
can
a
bring,
pool.
yeah, trading a trading pool. And so for the AMM, and so with these big blue chips, they're bringing in the liquidity inside of Diversify aggregating, right? Bringing that
Yep.
liquidity, and so you're able to trade with them. So you could trade in like you said, 500,000 and with
Mhm.
lower extra low slippage. But if you want to get into the crazy Wild West crypto stuff where you got to put on your cowboy hat and saddle up your
Mhm.
cowboy boots on, that's where you're trading with a protocol, and that's where people can then make like profits on yields and stuff like that. Is that about right?
Yeah, exactly. And we're never going to have like all of the insane stuff. We try and offer like more of a curated list of stuff
Mhm.
so that people know that once they're on the platform, what they're trading is kind of, it's reasonable. It's not right down the end of the degen scale.
Yeah.
But you can still access like lots of really cool stuff, and the list is growing all of the time. And we want to bring on more like play to earn stuff, like some of the stuff you've had on your channel over the past couple of weeks, and then like some more blue chips, and then just grow this list of assets. We've got about 50 trading pairs at the moment, but that
Awesome.
will yeah that will expand.
Awesome. Yeah, it's important to, I think, in my opinion, have a wide variety of coins. I think a lot of people are like, well, I think a lot of people are like everywhere, but I think a lot of people are like me. I like being exposed to everything. I just like
Yeah,
crypto is all of it's like so crazy. But there are some people who are, hey, you know what? Buying Uniswap token is crazy enough for me. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
just like the right outside of like the top 60 or whatever. And I think that's fair too, because we're still early in the crypto game, and finding the best tools and platforms are very important, especially the ones that will save us money on lowering those gas fees. So
exactly. And one thing I really wanted to point out here as well, which I think is like such a massive thing. Have you ever had that moment where you're exposed to everything, and then gas prices go crazy or the network just collapses, and you're
yeah,
like, I cannot get out of my positions, right?
yeah,
We've all been there, right?
yeah.
And that's one of the amazing things about Diversify, because everything happens within a smart contract and the liquidity is being piped in and it's with automated market makers on the layer two. It never freezes. There's no front running, there's no failed
That's
trades, there's
big.
no, and it's
Hmm.
all private. So nobody can like see what you're doing. So no one can see, oh, Aaron, you're selling your $5 million of uni. You can have the best experience
Yeah,
even when gas prices around you and all the other chains are kind of going crazy. So you always have control over what you're doing.
I can't tell you how frustrating it is. Like to when I trade and I'm trying to get out of position because the market's going crazy
Yeah.
all the time. It's so
Yeah.
volatile. I try to get out of position and the trade fails, and I still had to
Yeah.
pay the freaking gas fee.
I know, it's
I'm like,
crazy, right?
I still have to pay. I remember I had like about a trade that was worth probably about $20,000. So for me to pay $100 gas fee made sense, but I
Yeah.
couldn't get out of it. I had to try it again. I was like, I just wasted $200 on gas fees. What
It's
is
like going into a department store, buying a pair of new jeans, going to the checkout, and then the cashier takes the money off you and takes the jeans off you, and you walk out.
freaking just burns it and shoves me out of the department store, and I'm left out in the cold with no pants. Like it's
Right?
crazy. And so I really think, and people don't might not understand. Like I think people can understand trying to do for a trade and not working. If you're on the Binance Smart chain or these other small chains, you might not notice or might not even care of losing a couple cents. But when you're on the Ethereum chain and these gas fees can literally fill up your tank of gas, real gas in a car, or buy your son or daughter a real present, like $100. You know what I'm saying? That it is extremely frustrating. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because it's like something that is a problem and it's being solved by what Diversify is doing. So let me ask you a question here. You mentioned the it's trying to be a hub. Can you elaborate on the goal, the bigger, widespread, big picture goal for Diversify?
Yeah, big picture goal is being the layer two hub for DeFi. So being the place that everybody goes to, and it's the first port of call. So we kind of want to be the Coinbase of DeFi. So at the moment, most people, if you want to get into crypto, your first port of call is Coinbase or an app like Binance or something.
Mm-hmm.
But those are not the way we envisioned crypto trading. Crypto trading should be decentralized. It should be you in control of your own assets.
Absolutely.
Nobody can get you, nobody can hack them. It's all up to you.
Yep.
And that's what we want to be. We want people to come to crypto and we want to be their first port of call. So we need to make DeFi easy and accessible for everyone. So how are we doing that? We're putting a lot of effort into the UI of our platform, so making it super simple and easy. We built these bridges, so no matter where people start, they can always come to us and leave. We're building a mobile first experience, which is amazing. Like at the moment, about a third of people use our app via a mobile interface, which is amazing to see, because what I didn't realize when I joined crypto is a lot of people actually don't interact with crypto at all by a desktop. They only do it on their phones, which is blew my mind, but I can see why.
Yeah.
So this is how we're kind of getting there. But the big picture goal is we want to be the Coinbase of DeFi.
Gotcha. And that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of people their first exposure to crypto might be even Robinhood, which is disgusting. I want to spew that name out of my
Yep.
mouth and spit on it on the ground. And the reason why is because it's just so easy, which is, to Robinhood's credit, yeah, it is easy.
Yeah. It's
So
easy, right?
yeah, it's so easy. But if you want to get into DeFi now, you have to get into an exchange. And even that's a little scary, because a lot of people it's their first time. And then you have to get a wallet, and that's scary. And then you send over money. And if one word is wrong, or one letter is off, or one number is off, that's scary, because you might lose $100. And then you got to connect to another freaking thing. You know what I mean? Like all these steps. It's like, maybe I just counted off 5 steps, maybe. And each one of those, you got to like hold your seed phrase, and there's so much. And so the easier, less friction you could provide, and I love that that's the focus, the UI, reducing the friction for anyone who's new coming into DeFi specifically. And like you said, I think it's the heart. Complete ownership, complete privacy. I think that's the heart of DeFi. I think that's really, really, really important as the first touch. I mean, let's stop going with the Robinhood nonsense and start there. But how do you guys plan on branching out? I know that you're trying to onboard, right? And so there's that aspect, and the mobile first is very important. But what's the plan going on from here? What is the branching out aspect?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got like this kind of every little part right now, but the plan now is to grow this. So I'd say we've kind of got the tools that we need, but the plan is now to really grow everything. So we've got a yield section where you can go and you can own yield bearing tokens. If you're a passive investor, we want to grow that to like some more opportunities, like all the best opportunities in DeFi, not just one or two. We've got a load of tokens that you can trade, but we want to grow that. We've got the ability to bridge to other ecosystems, so you can move your funds around wherever you want and centralized exchanges. We want to grow that. We've got a token sale section where people can access the kind of the newest, hottest token projects that want to launch their token on layer 2. So anybody can buy it, even if they've only got $20 instead of having to buy it on chain. So all of these kind of things are adding up. So we kind of got the essential components, but now it's really just growing this. We launched our token a couple of months ago as well. So if people like what they see, they can own a part of the exchange and basically drive it. So yeah, really kind of now is the point where we want to kind of hit this inflection curve.
Gotcha. How big is your community then?
Yeah, really good question. So our community now, we've got 33,000 accounts registered on Diversify now, which is pretty awesome. We've probably maybe 10,000 monthly active users, and that's growing all the time. So yeah,
Awesome.
we're kind of just at that point now where we think that the platform is ready for prime time.
Awesome. What most excites you personally, Ross, about Diversify? Why are you on the team? What gets you up in the morning about Diversify?
Yeah, definitely. I think I love the ability, I love the way that we can bring the best of DeFi to people. So crypto shouldn't just be for people who are full-time professional traders. It shouldn't be down, these guys should not be the only guys that can access the best of what DeFi has to offer. So I really love this concept of having this hub where anybody can come along and they can access, 8% on a stable coin or 50% on a LPing into an AMM or something, instead of just putting your money in a bank account and paying the bank every month. Like,
Yeah.
we should be making these opportunities available to everyone, not just people who are in the know in crypto.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you. I think freedom of ownership and property and money, it should be available to everyone, especially when the option is 8% on a stable coin or
Mhm.
0.2% in a stupid bank account. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
fully with
right.
you there for sure.
And it
So
shouldn't it shouldn't it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a choice. It should be, you should just come to Diversify. You should be able to access like all the best that DeFi has to offer, and importantly, you shouldn't be giving up control of your assets to anybody. You shouldn't have to park them with an opaque centralized actor who you don't know if they're lending out your crypto on the sly, or
yeah.
if they've even got the assets that they say they have. You can come to Diversify and you can see your tokens and you're in control at all times. And I think maybe a good question is, how safe are these funds? Because everyone says, oh, decentralized,
I was
how
about to
safe is
ask
it?
you. Yep.
Right? So, how safe is it? So first of all, we never have access to your funds, which is the main thing. Our smart contracts, okay, fine, your tokens are in the smart contracts. These smart contracts have been on mainnet now for 18 months, and they're used by other large layer two apps such as DYDX, Sorare, Immutable X. So, and together, these smart contracts have got billions of dollars of crypto in them. So they have been battle tested. We're looking at ways of expanding this to insurance, etc. But yeah, these smart contracts are, they're pretty well battle tested.
Awesome. Yeah, that was my next question. How safe are these? But you helped answer that. Maybe I could push that a little further. Are you guys third party audited? How long has your
Yep,
company or Diversify been in existence? Could you answer those for me?
definitely. So all the smart contracts are audited. So we're built on a layer two called Starkware, which is an Israeli company, and we've been building with them now for 2.5 years. So those smart contracts are audited. We make them all publicly available to everyone. We've been operating on mainnet for 18 months. And we've got lots of other stuff as well. For example, like our smart contract can't be upgraded for, I think it's 30 days. So even if we were to get like, at gunpoint, told to change our code on the website, it would take 30 days for that to go
Wow.
through, and the community would go, whoa, what's going on here? So there's loads of stuff around the edges. And we're built on Ethereum. So the whole point of that is Ethereum's a huge chain. So you're inheriting the security of Ethereum by trading on us, instead of trading on a random small layer one that no one's ever heard of, that's never survived the bear market.
Yeah. That's one thing too. Okay, I got two last questions for you. First
Yep.
thing, what is the next biggest thing for Diversify? What is the tell me
Yep.
about the big catalyst. What's something that we haven't talked about yet that you're just so excited to share with us?
Definitely. So we did our first retroactive airdrop a couple of days ago. Or in fact, it was yesterday, but it feels like ages ago. Yesterday.
That's
So
crypto.
we
Yeah, you just did. The time goes so fast.
I know. So we airdropped a load of our token to people who've used the exchange over the past 15 months or so, which is amazing because now we've probably got an extra 2,000 holders of our token than we did this time last week, which is
Awesome.
amazing. That's really like activated the community. What's the next big thing on the horizon? So we launched our layer two automated market makers, which is what we touched on earlier, which is where you're
Mhm.
trading against the pool.
Mhm.
So the plan is now to test those over the next couple of weeks, get them ready for prime time, make sure that everything's safe and working and audited and everything would be great. Then the plan is to open those up so that we have dozens of pairs, dozens of new tokens to trade. Anybody, no matter how much money you've got, whether you've got $1 million or $10, can come to Diversify, can deposit their tokens into those AMMs, and they'll get rewards for that in our own token and the trading fees. So this is something that's very done a lot on layer one. You contribute your tokens, you earn rewards, but there's a massive barrier to entry because of the gas fees. You can do that on Diversify without paying gas in privacy, and you'll be earning rewards. And I'm really excited to bring that to people, because all of a sudden people are going to be able to earn really good yield on their favorite assets without paying gas.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for being in the hot seat with me. Guys, if you're watching this video, check out the links in the description down below. Check out Diversify. If you just said it briefly, but I'd like to just sum it up. Look, Diversify is all about bringing the best of both worlds, centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, and giving that to us, or at least to new people in crypto or out of crypto, and bringing them on board is an easy first touch, hub. And so I'm very intrigued and excited about this, because it really takes in everything that I value, especially going into crypto into the future. Like, these are the types of companies that will make it out there. Like, honestly, like that have mass adoption, that bring on people, just the first time, because then, there's a whole bunch of money still waiting to be out there just to push into crypto. And I hate paying gas fees. So is there anything left that we haven't talked about? Like, if there's a cowboy out there just kind of still on the fence about Diversify, is there anything you could tell them that could maybe, from your side of things?
I think the easiest thing to do is give us a try, but the easiest way to do that is if you've got some funds on Polygon or something like that, you can bridge over your stablecoins to Diversify without paying any gas, have a play. And if you like what you see, stick around and become part of the community.
Awesome. Ross, thanks so much for being in the hot seat with us. Cowboy, if you're watching this, check out Diversify. Links in the description. Get into good projects. Crypto's the future. We all know it. It's the blockchain is the future. Crypto's the future of our future financial systems. And any project, in my opinion, right? I'm not your lizard, right? In my opinion, any project that allows like the less friction, more opportunity and more custody of our tokens, the better. Guys, thanks for watching. Lizard Brains, Gorilla Arms, Diamond Hands, Cowboys roll always together. We'll see you in the next video.